story of the night wasn't Trump's truth abuse. It could have been. But the Democrats gifted him a rare distinction, certainly for this president. High ground. How? How do you give Trump high ground? By Democrats being the worst behaved caucus in that chamber in modern history. Congressman Al Green stood and jeered at the president, shaking a stick at him, which reminded me of a moment in our history that I'll get back to. He got kicked out. He may get censured for his disruptions. Other Democrats heckled the president, held up signs in silent protest saying Musk steals and no king. Many of them were wearing pink, which they declared a power color of resistance. Okay, look, in my estimation, the Democrats achieved one thing. They made Trump seem classy by comparison, and that is no easy task. They were exactly what they accuse MAGA of being. And it was because of this division and their display that what should have been the unifying moment of the night became proof of the ugliness that is our present political state of play.
But whose fault is that? Whose fault that that's our current political state of play, as Chris Cuomo just said? It's not ours. I'm not playing that way. I'm not the one out there, being sulky and sitting there holding little paddles and crying and lying to the media. It's them. Just like Stephen A. Smith said the other day, you guys have lost it. You've completely lost the narrative. At this point, all you're doing is digging yourself a deeper and deeper hole. And I'm not going to be the one to keep telling you, because at this point, I want you to keep digging a hole. You see, the media at this point is shocked. They are absolutely shocked that these Democrats can't see what they're seeing. But I don't think that they're ever going to be able to change, because what will they change to? In order for them to change, they would have to do what Trump's already doing. They could have fixed the border. They chose not to. So the media is trying to telegraph to them. The media is actually saying, hey, listen, what you're doing isn't working. People are turning their backs on you. It's too late, Chris. You were a part of it. You were part of it for a long time, and now you're trying to get this big monolith of a ship called the Democrat Party to begin making a turn, and they can't do it. Their rudder is broken.
The moment would have been a beautiful one. You're looking at the kid right now, DJ Daniel, 13 years old, surviving brain cancer. Okay? He was being singled out. He was only supposed to make it a few months. He's lasted years. Take a listen to the moment.
In 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago. Tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
When I saw that, my big hulking, I was tearing up. I'm like, and then when he hugged Sean, when he hugged the Secret Service agent, I was like, it's over. You guys all were watching on July 13th when Trump got up and went fight, fight, fight. Well, that guy who's holding DJ was the guy who was helping Trump, the one with the sunglasses in that iconic picture. That's him. And this guy somehow recreated another iconic picture. Didn't know it was going to happen, obviously, but he recreated another iconic picture. Some people go their entire lives and don't get iconic pictures. He gets 2 of them in a span of 6 months. It's amazing when people saw that. It didn't matter if you were black, white, Hispanic, and it shouldn't have mattered whether you were Republican or Democrat. The empathy for somebody who has gone through what this kid has gone through, for you not to even feel verklempt, and to the point of you don't even want to see it, because What did this kid do to you? That's what I would love to know. How does this kid make you think he's bad or he's mad? Trump didn't do anything. This kid survived. Somehow he survived. Trump wasn't his doctor, wasn't giving him prescriptions, wasn't operating on him, so it wasn't something that Trump did. The only thing President Trump did was acknowledge him. And you couldn't acknowledge him because Trump was acknowledging him. Like that was bad or something. I can only hope you haven't had anyone in your family who's gone through a terminal condition. You Democrats, you sullied up this wonderful little kid. Unbelievable, unbelievable.
You see his face? Beautiful, beautiful. Everybody should have been on their feet. Boy, do we need to celebrate the miracles. We need it so badly right now. And yet, I have no problem with protesting Trump's inaccurate assertions. I have no problems going after his actions. But icing a kid with cancer? So many Democrats refuse.
There it is. There's the money shot. There's the money shot right there. And you how could you not feel that? I've talked about it a couple times now, and even what Chris is saying right now, he's wrong. They're still trying. He's still trying to say, I could argue about this and I could argue about that, and his mistruth. Dude, forget it. Don't try to poke fun or find fault with President Trump while you're looking at this kid. That's where the Democrats always fall apart. There's a time to fight. There is a time to, do fact checking and all this kind of stuff that they do, which they don't do on themselves. But that wasn't the time to do it.
To clap or applaud DJ? You know why? Because in the ugly game of advantage, which is all our party politics is about, and don't let anybody tell you anything different, no one has high ground when it comes to seeking the bottom. Okay? They both suck. DJ became too close to being a reflection of DJT, Donald John Trump. So not even a kid with cancer can escape being part of the game. And the Democrats' apparent idea of resistance doesn't mean what they've always been best at, finding a way to transcend division, to give messages of inclusion.
You can't. You can get mad all you want, Chris. You can send him a letter. You can send him a portfolio on how to deal with this stuff in the future. It doesn't matter. It's not in them. It's fake. You see, even in his angst right now, he's being somewhat authentic, saying, you screwed up. You're racing to the bottom. You're subhuman. How do you recover from that as a Democrat? Well, the only way you can recover is you need to come out like today or tomorrow morning and say, we were wrong. Because the longer this goes, where you don't say anything and you pretend it'll just go away, yeah, good luck with that. Like I was telling Congressman Timmons earlier today, tell me you're running against me and where I can find your picture in that hall, not clapping for this young cancer survivor. Because I will run that on a loop constantly. You can call me whatever name you want. Maggot, deplorable. Okay, guess what? This is what you did. And I would just run that on a loop and destroy you. There is no, unless you come out right away, which nobody has. Notice that. They've had the opportunity. Today's Thursday. It happened on Tuesday. You could have came out and said, you know what, we made a grave mistake. I am so sorry. You know what, can I meet with DJ? Can we give him some hamburgers or something? What can we do to help DJ and his family? Because that would be the right thing to do. It's okay to say, I'm sorry. It's okay to let people know you're sorry. It's not okay to think it's just going to go away, because it's going to come back at you over and over and over. You have made so many videos in the last 30 days. I don't know what you're going to do to combat the deluge that you're going to face if you're running against a Republican. Just think what you've seen thus far. every single person who talked about Fannie Willis, every single person who talked about Letitia James, and everyone who talked about E. Jean Carroll, and everyone who talked about this and that and everything. You've got a box of footage of you being a complete idiot, going on MSNBC, saying all the crazy things. And I just have to pick which ones I want to use against you. Insane.
Especially to the working class. No, now resistance seems to mean only insistence on opposing Trump no matter what, no matter who gets in the way. And as a result, the Democrats wasted chances to counter what the president put forward as his best foot, countering him on the facts, which he often had wrong, countering on what he sees as the solutions, because we need better than what we've seen thus far from this administration. Just look.
What do you need better, bro? I mean, gas prices coming down, immigration to a drip, companies coming in spending billions and billions and billions, Doge finding all kinds of fraud. What do you want better? What is it that you're looking for as a Democrat to go, we need more? Okay, how about this?
This morning, we have a new exclusive report obtained only by the National News Desk. And the first line here really is the biggest headline of all of this. President Trump has saved American families $2,100 by costly Biden regulations halted. So we're going to go through some of these numbers.
So far. That's the problem with what this guy said. He should have said, President Trump has saved American families $2,100. So far. We don't even know the rest of the stuff yet. He's still taking the scalpel. So what did you want, Chris Cuomo? What more were you looking to see happen in, 40-something days? I'd love to know what you expected to see happen in 40-something days. Good gosh.
That's the big takeaway. $2,100 in savings per family because of what President Trump has done to deregulate and to clear up what Biden left behind. So let's go through this right now. The report says Biden loaded up nearly $2 trillion, or just over $21,000 per family of four in new regulatory costs. That eclipses any other administration on record. The report also says
$2 trillion that you wanted to stick on the American people. For what reason? The snowy owl might have a problem. Meanwhile, people can't eat. People they can't get jobs. You're stopping pipelines. You're doing this. You're doing that. For what? Well, it's obvious at this point. This was intentional.
Biden left billions more of proposed rules in the works. Now, President Trump immediately blocked all of that when taking office and started the whole deregulating process since he returned to office just a few weeks ago. That exclusive report that came in overnight says Trump has saved Americans overall $180 billion. That's 10% savings per family, as mentioned, by cutting this reckless Biden-era rules and regulations. And according to the...
All right, stop there. Hold on, bud. So 180 billion saved equals 2,100 per family, household. There's going to be a lot more. That's only 180 billion. We've been hearing Doge, and what they've been saying is this could be $1 trillion. So those of you who may be, hard at math, imagine that being 10 times. Now you're talking $21,000 per household. How would you possibly recover from that if you're a Democrat politician, if President Trump put $20,000 back into a household? That's a whole car. That may be a year of rent for somebody. $21,000.
The exclusive reporting here, the most burdensome regulations include that on your screen right there. Roughly $1.3 trillion from new EPA rules, including more than $870 billion in mandates regarding greenhouse gas emissions. And the list goes on and on from there.
Our president said it best Tuesday night when he said that we do not have a country without a healthy steel and aluminum industry. Without this executive order, we will not exist. This executive order fixes the loopholes that have existed from the first executive order.
Again, here's the question. Why didn't Democrats do this? Why didn't Biden go ahead and make the steel industry better? Every time you're confronted with that question, the answer you can only come up with was that it was intentional.